You know, life has this beautiful way of surprising us when we least expect it. And today, on the 1st of March, I'm standing here with a quiet kind of courage, the kind that comes from the heart. Because today I'm sending a wedding proposal to the woman who will someday be my wife. And it's not about perfection or grand gestures or trying to be my wife. And it's not about perfection or grand gestures. It's about honesty. It's about showing up with all my hopes, all my flaws, and all the love I've been saving for the person who's meant to walk beside me. If she could hear my heart right now, she'd know it's beating with a calm certainty. Not rushed, not desperate, just real. Love isn't a race, it's a journey. And today I'm taking a step forward on that journey with gratitude, with respect, and with the kind of sincerity that only love can teach you. You know, there are moments in life when the air feels different, when time slows down just enough for the heart to whisper something it has been waiting to say. And today, on the 1st of March, I find myself in one of those rare moments. A moment where the world feels softer, where the light feels warmer, and where love, quiet, steady, and honest, feels like it is standing beside me, guiding me towards something beautiful. Today, I am sending a wedding proposal to the woman who will someday be my wife, the woman who may not yet fully know the depth of what she means to me, the woman whose existence already feels like a blessing, the woman whose soul seems to echo with mine in a way I cannot quite explain but endlessly feel. And as I take this step, as I shift from dreaming about the future to gently reaching for it, I'm not driven by fear or urgency. I'm guided by something peaceful, something real. Love doesn't shout, it doesn't demand attention. It simply exists like a quiet flame that never flickers, even when the world around it does. And that's what I feel today. A steady flame, a calm certainty, a quiet kind of courage that comes from knowing your heart is finally speaking its truth. I want to talk to you, my future wife, whether you already sense this moment coming or whether it will arrive in your life like a letter carried on the wind. I want you to know that this proposal isn't about grand gestures or dramatic declarations. Mistake. It's about presence. It's about stepping forward with all of myself, my hopes, my fears, my dreams, my imperfections, and offering them to you with sincerity. It's about saying in the most honest way I can that I choose you, not for a moment, not for a season, but for a lifetime of ordinary days and extraordinary memories. A lifetime of waking up beside someone who understands the language of your silence. On this day, the 1st of March, I look at the path behind me, the victories, the mistakes, the lessons, and I realize that every step was preparing me for this, for you, for the moment when my heart would learn what it means to feel at home in someone else's presence. I've learned that love isn't about finding someone who fills your life with noise. It's about finding someone who brings peace, someone whose laughter feels like sunlight, someone whose smile feels like a safe place to rest, someone whose presence feels like a warm reminder that the world still has gentle things to offer. And you are that reminder. Imagine the day you'll read this proposal. Maybe you'll smile softly, maybe your eyes will widen with surprise, or maybe your heart will sense the truth before your mind finds the words. Or maybe your heart will sense the truth before your mind finds the words. The music, whatever your reaction, I want you to feel the tenderness behind this moment. I want you to feel how deeply you are valued. I want you to know that this isn't just a question, it's a promise. A promise that I'll stand beside you through the quiet mornings and the restless nights, through the laughter that fills rooms and the tears that fall quietly on difficult days. A promise that I will love you with patience, with understanding, with a kind of unwavering devotion that doesn't fade when life becomes complicated. I want to build something real with you. Not a perfect life, not a flawless story, but an honest one. A life where we grow, where we learn, where we sometimes stumble, but always rise again together. A love where we don't have to pretend to be stronger than we are, because we know that strength is something we can carry for each other. And we know that strength is something we can carry for each other. A marriage where the foundation isn't perfection, but trust. Where communication isn't an obligation, but trust. Where communication isn't an obligation, but an expression of care. Where everyday moments, sharing breakfast, walking hand in hand, sitting quietly after a long day. On this 1st of March, I'm not just sending a proposal, I'm sending a prayer of gratitude into the universe for bringing you into my orbit, for giving me someone worth waiting for, someone worth fighting for, someone worth loving with a full heart. And I hope that when these words reach you, you'll feel the truth woven into them. The truth that you are treasured, that your heart is safe with me, that your heart is safe with me, that your dreams matter to me just as much as my own, that I want to walk beside you, not only through the bright days, but also through the storms, offering my hand, my strength, my understanding, my commitment. I know that the journey ahead won't always be easy. Life is a way of testing us, pushing us, shaping us through challenges we never saw coming. But I also know that love, when it is genuine, becomes the compass that keeps us steady, and I want to walk through every chapter of that journey with you. I want to be the one who stands beside you when the world feels overwhelming, the one who stands beside you when the world feels overwhelming, the one who listens when you speak from the quay into the part of your heart, the one who supports your dreams with the same passion I use to build my own, the one who holds your hand not only when the path is clear, but also when it is uncertain. To my future wife, this proposal is more than a question. It is the beginning of a lifetime of choosing each other. It is the start of a story that will be written in shared breaths, whispered secrets, quiet mornings, intertwined fingers, and the kind of companionship that makes even the simplest moments feel extraordinary. It is the start of a love that will continue to grow, continue to deepen, continue to evolve with time, patience, and devotion. As I write these words, I feel a mixture of excitement, gratitude, and humility. Because loving someone deeply means understanding that they are a gift, one you never take for granted, and you are that gift. The kind of gift that arrives without warning, but changes everything. The kind that teaches you what it means to feel understood without having to speak. The kind that teaches you that love isn't about possession, it's about connection, about presence. It's about connection, about presence, about choosing someone not just when it's easy, but when it requires patience, compromise, and vulnerability. And I promise you this, I will always choose you, not because I need you to fill the empty spaces in my life, but because your presence makes the world feel complete in a way I never knew was possible. I will choose you when the days are bright and simple, and when the days are heavy and complicated. I will choose you when you feel strong and when you feel tired. I will choose you when life feels like a celebration, and when it feels like a celebration, and when it feels like a quiet walk through uncertainty. Music, I will choose you because love, real love, is about staying through the calm, staying through the storm, staying through every chapter that unfolds. I imagine the future we'll build together, a fut, year shaped by shared dreams and shared responsibilities, a home filled with warmth, understanding, laughter, forgiveness, and gentle conversations, a place where we can be ourselves fully, honestly, unapologetically, a place where love isn't just a feeling but a daily practice, a place where we treat each other with kindness, even on the days when the world feels unkind, a place where we lift each other higher, where we inspire each other's strengths and embrace each other's vulnerabilities. I imagine moments, small but meaningful ones. You making coffee while humming your favorite tune. Me watching you with admiration, memorizing the details of the moment. You resting your head on my shoulder after a long day. Music. Me brushing your hair away from your face so gently that you barely notice but fully feel the intention. You laughing at something silly. Me falling in love with that laugh every single time. These are the moments I look forward to. The ordinary ones that become extraordinary because they are shared with you. I want to grow with you, to learn with you, to change with you, to become better, not because I feel pressured to, but because loving you inspires me to be the best version of myself. I want our marriage to be a journey of mutual growth, where we support each other's evolution and celebrate each other's transformation. I want us to be partners in every sense of the word, emotionally, spiritually, mentally. I want us to build a connection that remains steady even when the world is not. On this 1st of March, I close my eyes and imagine the day you say yes. Not because I expect it, not because I expect it, not because I feel entitled to it, but because my heart hopes for it in the gentlest way possible. I imagine your smile, the softness in your eyes, the warmth in your voice. I imagine the moment when the future we both dream about begins to take shape, when two paths become one, when love transforms from a promise into a shared reality, when everything finally makes sense. And even though I don't know every detail of our future, I know this. I will cherish you. I will honor you. I will respect the place you give me in your life. I will hold your heart with care. I will protect our bond with everything I have, music. I will love you with a tenderness that doesn't fade, with a devotion that doesn't dim, with a sincerity that doesn't waver. And I will walk beside you every step of the way, not because I must, but because I want to. More than anything, this proposal, sent on this meaningful day, carries the weight of everything I feel but cannot fully express. It carries the warmth of my affection, the depth of my commitment, the softness of my intentions. It carries the hope that when you read it, you will understand the magnitude of what I am offering. Not just a ring, not just a title, but a life intertwined with yours. A journey of love, growth, trust, and companionship. And so, my future wife, wherever you are in this moment, I want you to know that this heart speaks for you, that this love reaches toward you, that this love reaches toward you, that this proposal is the first step in a lifetime of choosing you, appreciating you, and standing beside you in everything life brings our way. I send it with humility, with gratitude, with devotion, and with the quiet certainty that love, real love, finds its way always to the place it belongs. There is something quietly powerful about the first day of March. It feels like a doorway between seasons, a moment when winter finally begins to loosen its hold, and the earliest hints of spring gently whisper through the air. And it's on this day, this soft and meaningful 1st of March, that I find myself sending a wedding proposal to the woman who will someday become my wife. Music. As I sit with my thoughts, I feel a mixture of warmth, anticipation, and a kind of calm that comes from knowing the heart is finally ready to speak its truth. There's no rush, no noise, no dramatic tension, just a tender feeling that grows deeper with every breath I take. This moment feels sacred in a quiet, personal way, as if the universe is holding its breath with me. I want to speak from that place, the place where love is not loud, not demanding, not frantic or rushed, but gentle and steady. The place where affection feels like a warm light resting softly on the soul. Because sending this proposal is not about declaring something grand and overwhelming. It's about revealing something tender and real. It's about offering my heart not with pressure or expectation, but with sincerity and peace. It's about reaching toward the woman who will share my future, not out of longing alone, but out of a deep and quiet readiness to build a life together. On this 1st of March, as the world begins to shift from cold to warm, I feel my own heart shifting too. I feel it stepping out of the shadows of uncertainty and into the warmth of clarity. I feel myself letting go of old fears, old doubts, old stories that once made love feel distant or difficult. Today, everything feels softer, everything feels possible, everything feels aligned in a way that's hard to fully describe. Music, it's as though my heart has been waiting for this exact day to finally speak, to finally reach forward, to finally say, I am ready for you. I am ready for us. And to my future wife, wherever you are right now, I want you to feel that readiness. I want you to feel the sincerity behind every word, every thought, every intention woven into this proposal. You don't have to hear my voice or see my face to understand what this moment means. All you need is to feel the energy of it, the calm warmth, the deep affection, the gentle courage that rises from the truth of love. Because what I'm sending today is not merely a proposal. It is the beginning of a promise of devotion, of partnership, of understanding, a promise to stand beside you in every chapter that life brings. I picture you reading my words, perhaps unaware of how profoundly your presence has already shaped the future I envision. I think about your smile, the way it would soften the world around you, the way it would brighten even the simplest moments. I think about the way your laughter might sound and how hearing it would feel like discovering a new favorite song. And how hearing it would feel like discovering a new favorite song. I imagine the warmth of your hand, the tenderness in your eyes, the gentle strength of your spirit. Even though I may not know every detail about you yet, my heart recognizes the space you will occupy in my life. It recognizes it with a quiet certainty that leaves no room for doubt. And on this day, the 1st of March, I want to honor that certainty by stepping forward in love. There is beauty in taking a step that feels vulnerable but right, a step that doesn't rely on perfection, but on truth. And the truth is simple. I want to spend my life with you, not just in the romantic sense, not just in the dreamy, idealized sense, but in the real, everyday kind of way. I want to walk beside you through mornings that begin softly and nights that end in shared comfort. I want to listen to your thoughts, your worries, your dreams. I want to hold your music, heart gently, understanding that love is not something we possess, but something we nurture. As I send this proposal, I imagine the future we will create together. I imagine the quiet mornings where our first words of the day are gentle and sleepy. I imagine the afternoons where we support each other's dreams, where we celebrate small victories, where we sit side by side planning the next step of our shared journey. I imagine the evenings where the world fades away and we simply talk, laugh, or sit in silence, comfortable because love does not demand constant noise. It simply needs presence. And I imagine being present with you in all these moments, offering you my devotion, my trust, my companionship. Love, to me, is not dramatic or overwhelming. It is steady. It is patient. is a soft force that grows deeper with time. And as I offer you this proposal, I offer you the kind of love that doesn't fade when days become difficult, the kind that doesn't withdraw when life tests us, the kind that doesn't withdraw when life tests us, the kind that stands firm quietly but unmistakably because it knows its own truth. I want to be the person who supports your spirit, who comforts your heart, who encourages your growth. I want to be the partner who stands beside you, not only during celebrations and laughter, but also in moments of uncertainty, in days of fatigue, and nights of confusion. I want to create a life with you that feels grounded in understanding. A life where both of us can be honest without fear. A life where kindness is our language, respect is our foundation, and love is our constant companion. I want to wake up each morning knowing that we are choosing each other again and again, that our love isn't accidental or fragile, but intentional and resilient. I want to build a home where peace is not something we chase, but something we cultivate together through compassion, communication, and connection. On this first F March, I feel something shifting inside me. It feels like the beginning of a new chapter, a chapter where I am not searching anymore, where I am not wondering or hesitating, a chapter where my heart feels ready to anchor itself in someone else's. And you are that someone.